Well, I've already made several updates on this Scrambles Cub replica that I built myself, and I'm still struggling with a flat spot right in the middle of the rev range, well, I've tried all sorts of things. First of all, let me point out that I am running points on this machine. The points are brand new. The ignition coil is brand new, the plug lead is brand new, the plug cap is brand new, and I've been using 3 different brand new spark plugs from NGK and Champion. So I think hopefully we've got all aspects of ignition under control and working properly. The ignition timing is spot on as well, as I've already discussed. So moving on, I decided that I would experiment with carburetors in case there was a problem there, and I've got the correct size jets and throttle slide and everything. The 2 carburetors on the seat, one of them is the one that I was using on the bike continuously since I got it going, and I noticed that both it, which is this one, and another one that I tried were both one was a little bit too large, the other one was even larger, but this third one I've got on there now is the right size. It's a 15/16 bore. I think one of those there is an inch and the other one's probably an inch and a 16th or something, but that's the correct carburetor size with the correct number 3 slide in it. I've tried jets of the correct size but different ones, if you know what I mean, just to sort of eliminate any possible faults with the jets. So I've stuck to the 106 needle jet size and the 140 main jet, but I have tried different ones just in case there was a problem there. I've tried different cutaways on the slides and I've tried different needle positions, all to no avail. And recently, as I think I mentioned in my last sort of update, I removed this bell mouth from the carburetor just to create a bit more space around there in case there was any problems with turbulence or lack of air getting in. The upshot of it all is I've been up and down the road on it with all the 3 carburetors fitted and tried my various throttle slides and spark plugs and this and that the other, and it's always been the same. It's just dropped into a big hole under load in 3rd and top gear. When it's pulling a bit, you probably get up to around about 45 or 50 miles an hour and open the throttle to accelerate, and it just and it just won't pull out of it. In the lower gears, 1st and 2nd, up and down the lane here, it'll pull through and out the other side, and it takes off like a scalded cat, but it just doesn't seem to be able to get through it. Certainly not on a slight uphill in 3rd and 4th to recover. I've noticed there's a very, very slight, and it is very slight, oily blow from the head gasket there, and I think when I assembled this engine, it was a long time ago, and it would have certainly been before I started annealing new copper head gaskets. I think I just opened the pack of gaskets, got the copper head gasket, plopped it on, and that was it, job done, or so I thought. But in more recent years I've started heating them up cherry red and plunging them in water, and they really do go to a softer, more pliable and almost slightly spongy consistency. Now I had an issue which I covered on video with my little 1958 Tiger Cub there. Had a head gasket issue, and it was allowing oil to be sucked in from one of the rocker box drains, and it was actually getting on the plug and causing a misfire. So I'm not ruling out a bit of that going on, and what's tipped me over the edge to decide that I will probably lift the cylinder head is this little discovery here I found in a box of some Tiger Cub bits and pieces I got not so long ago. Now hopefully you might pick that up. But that is, look at that dirty old label there. That says valve springs, and that is one of the carton packs that Triumph used to do, and it's carton pack number 185 for the T20S and the T20SL. And what that is, that's your competition valve springs to go with the high lift R camshaft. Now, I've got no idea what valve springs will be in that cylinder head. I know that head came with this engine when I bought it and I stripped and rebuilt the engine, but with things like the valve springs and so on, I would have probably just put them back in after grinding the valves. I couldn't tell you if they're sports valve springs like the new ones in the box there, or if they're standard ones. If they're standard ones, I could well be getting valve bounce because of them being standard ones, or they might be rather tired sports ones. But here are some brand new ones, and I'm thinking more and more that I'd like to get the head off and fit those valve springs, because I'm starting to wonder if I'm getting a bit of valve bounce, and in the lower gears perhaps we're just pulling through a sort of bad spot with the valve springs and that's creating a flat spot, but we're managing to get out the other side of it and the valve springs recover, whereas in the higher gears we're not pulling out of it and we're just getting stuck in it, or we can back off from it. So it's another very real possibility of a culprit, and I hope to be able to deal with this slight weep and puff from the head gasket, which may not be helping if it's letting oil in, because sometimes this thing can be a pig to start as well. So a development, and possibly a positive one, but it does mean that I'm going to have to take the cylinder head off again. But I think I'm going to have to do that because I've tried everything I can think of to get rid of this nuisance flat spot, and nothing I've done has shifted it so far. But the more I think about it, if the valve springs in there aren't up to it, it could well be inlet valve bounce that's causing the problem. And why would Triumph have different valve springs for the ordinary T20 road cubs and trials cubs and everything, and then they all had one set of valve springs, but the sports cubs with the high lift cams always had different valve springs, which were these? And I'm thinking more and more that the answer to my problems could lie in this lovely original Triumph box. So we probably won't be going out on this for some time, and probably not until I've had the head off and had a look. But it's a bit of inconvenience, but I think something positive could possibly come out of it. So that's what I'm going to do.